She said kinda love affair.
Is love in the air, or is your relationship on the verge of destruction? Let's talk about it. Sit back,
Relax.
and enjoy your favorite cocktail as we discuss relationships, dating,
Sex.
and love. Love on the rocks, that is.
Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks.
Oh yeah, guys, welcome. We are back. It is Love on the Rocks, guys. And Shay is here. Greg is back. Greg, buddy.
Glad to be back. Thanks.
We missed you.
I missed you guys too. Oh,
Man.
hello, Shay.
Uh-oh, we lost Shay. She got kicked out. She'll be back in. Oh my gosh. So anyways, Greg, you had baseball occupy you apparently.
I did. We just finished. Finished third. My son did awesome. Hit a cool 580 for the season. So
Yep. Go son. Hey, you're back, Shay. We missed you.
Oh, yes, I missed y'all too. I couldn't hear anything, so.
Oh my gosh. It happens. It happens. So we do have a fun show tonight. We got an interesting topic that I think kind of hits home to everybody. I mean, literally. But you know, so we're going to talk about it. Now, social media has completely changed relationships. Back in the day, if somebody cheated, lied, or acted shady, you usually found out from a friend, a rumor, or a lipstick stain on a collar. Now it's likes, follows, DMs, Snapchat streaks, secret accounts, deleting messages, watching stories, but not replying to text. And somehow we've all become FBI agents with Wi-Fi. But here's the real question tonight. Is social media actually hurting relationships, or is it just exposing problems that were already there? Because some people say it creates insecurity. Others say if you've got nothing to hide, it shouldn't matter. Should your partner care who you follow? Is liking an ex's photo disrespectful? Should passwords be shared? And why does a random heart reaction suddenly start World War III at 11:30 p.m.? Tonight, we're going to get into all of it. The good, the toxic, the hilarious, the red flags, the double taps, the thirst traps, and probably some stories y'all shouldn't be admitting publicly.
hey,
But
Roger,
y'all
I'm getting
appreciate
a lot of feedback even when I
I
mute.
am too. I think it might be hang on one second here.
It wasn't doing that before, so that's why.
Okay, hang on one second here. Alrighty. Yeah, it's Shay's phone. We're getting feedback from Shay.
Okay, let me try something.
Okay. Are you on a Bluetooth speaker?
Nope, just me.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. It's I think it is something to discuss. Your thoughts on this, Greg?
There was a lot of good questions. I think it's any and all of the above, right? I can see where it creates insecurity. I can see where it's, people are oversensitive, but at the same time, I can also see that stuff was probably already going on, and then also, that people just they look for problems that maybe aren't even really there.
Right. And so we're going to find out. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get your guys' feedback. Shay, you back with us?
I am. Is there any feedback?
I don't hear anything right now. A little bit.
There wasn't when Shay was talking in though, so that's good.
Yeah. So we're going to get to our viewer mailbag. Okay. And let's kind of talk about things here. This is a letter from Matt in Atlanta. Okay. And I chose this letter this week because it coincides with our topic. And I figured this would be a great way to open the episode. So, hey, Love on the Rocks crew. My girlfriend Mandy and I are huge fans of your show. We listen all the time. And honestly, your topics usually turn into full-blown conversations between us and after the show ends. Lately, we've been battling this social media issue in our relationship. First off, I'm completely faithful, and so is Mandy. But I do spend a lot of time on social media, and we strongly disagree on what counts as cheating when it comes to online behavior. A few weeks ago, I hearted a picture from a female friend of mine. She had lost a lot of weight and was showing off her progress. I honestly didn't think much of it and hit the heart button. Mandy got really upset that I hearted another woman's picture. Then another situation happened. I accepted a friend request from a girl I dated back in high school. I haven't spoken to her in years, and from what I can tell, she's married with kids now. Now, we just happen to have a lot of mutual friends. Mandy completely tripped out over that too. So I honestly don't see either situation as cheating. But I'm not trying to get with the girl who lost weight, and I'm definitely not trying to reconnect romantically with someone I dated 20 years ago. I love Mandy very much, but Mandy says this is exactly how emotional cheating starts online. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? Is liking somebody's picture or accepting a friend's request from an ex crossing the line? Or is this being blown way out of proportion? Let's go to the peanut gallery.
I wouldn't say it was cheating. You know, at least with the friend that lost a lot of weight, he's not interested. The ex-girlfriend, I would question it a little more, but I mean, you're supposed to trust your significant other as much as you trust yourself. So with that being said, just have a conversation, a little deeper conversation about it, and ask her what's really bothering you. Is something triggering you? You know, because it could have been something in the past that happened in one of her previous relationships.
Like an insecurity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got a lot of thoughts on this one, actually. So I see both sides.
I do
Right.
too.
I can see hers and his. His is completely innocent. I get it. Hearting a photo shouldn't be a big deal, but she should be able to bring it up and say it bothered me. Just validate her feeling. Say, I get it. I wasn't trying to. Doesn't mean I'm gonna not heart pictures that are celebrating someone's success, but when it does bother you, bring it to me. Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same thing on the other one, which with the 20-year-old girlfriend. Had that been somebody that he had
20 years ago.
20 years ago, right? Had that been somebody he had slept with, like when they were on a break, or right before they got together, completely understand the reaction. 20 years ago, I mean, again,
We're
that's
different
kind of hard.
people than we were 20 years ago.
Yeah, like, and you know what? As long as he makes it safe for her to bring it up and say it bothered me, and can say, I understand, I'm not trying to do that, I'll be completely open with you about these topics, then it should diffuse it and let her feel how she feels, right? Like, let her feel how she feels. She's allowed to be upset. It's allowed to bother her. It doesn't mean that he has to change what he's doing, but he needs to be respectful and hear how she feels about it.
Yeah. You know, I remember going on a date or meeting somebody or whatever, and we're talking and stuff like that. And they said, well, you know, if we're going to move forward with this, Roger, all exes get removed off of social media and no hearting girls and all that other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, time out here. You know, I can see exes if they are like current in your life and they're not and they're kind of like pushing like the relationship on you. But to sit there and set those rules up front tells me that that person is insecure about themselves.
Certainly with somebody that hasn't been in your life in 20 years, right? Like, like if it's a current kind of thing that's recent and has impacted your relationship, it's a different story. But I also think like the context matters. It's just this is just a situation where they messaged online and added friends. If it's going to dinner and talking on the phone and texting all the time, completely different. But Mandy's point is also like this is how they start, and that's true. But you got to leave. You can't stop everything before it happens, right? You'll push somebody away or push them into it.
True. That is true.
Yeah, and while you're bumped offline again, Shay, I was explaining to him that I was talking to a girl that I was considering, looking to move forward with, quote unquote, and she's like, all exes have to be wiped off of social media, deleted off phones, and all that other fun stuff. And I'm sorry. I'm not. To me, it just sounds like you're insecure.
And a little controlling, if you ask me, because I'm not going to ask somebody to delete people. I don't know. I'm not that type of person. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I can't really stop it, and I don't want to push somebody to do something. So let's continue with this conversation. I'm going to bring some guests on. We got some guests tonight. Mike and Amber Hanzuk. They are a faithful, driven couple, passionate about helping people grow in business, marriage, and personal transformation. Together, they co-host the Covenant Chronicles podcast and lead mentorship communities focused on faith, relationships, and living with purpose from the inside out. Good thing Megan's not on the episode right now because I don't know how this would all work with them. But I warned them. I said, listen, there's no filter on our show. So please welcome our guests, Mike and Amber. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
So you were in the green room. You heard the letter.
Yeah.
What is your guys' take?
There's a couple sides to that, right? And I think that in this scenario, there's not enough focus put on self, right? So there's a lot of like, okay, which side is right? Is he or is she right? In this scenario, I would say they're both wrong. And here's why. Because yes, I agree with the aspects that, she has some insecurity that's probably, she's attempting to create a boundary, whether it's healthy or not, right? That's her attempt at that. The challenge there is she has to look internally as to where is that coming from, right? But here's what I would say on the flip side. If the guy is spending the time to go about that, right, he also should look at why he's spending his time on social media, using his time for those things as opposed to other things he could be doing, right? And I'm not even just saying spending time with his partner or whatever, right? If you're unproductively scrolling social media and you're liking and adding X's and doing all this stuff, you probably need to find something else to do with your time.
Probably.
Outside of that. And the other side of it is I have, in my experience, seen a lot of situations where there's some sort of work that he needs to be doing related back to issues with validation when he really deep dives into like what he's doing behind it, right? And so it becomes this kind of double-edged sword of they're both projecting some type of defense related to insecurity or validation issues within themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Amber,
I
I'm
was
gonna
thinking
let
the
you-
same thing. Yeah, but even really back to what you were talking about with someone asking you to like take all the X's off, and like that could just be her trying to set a boundary. Like she's had relationships in the past where that was a big issue. And so for her, that's just like, hey, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with someone, I'm setting this boundary because I feel like that's gonna be the best thing for our relationship. Not
Is
saying
that
that it's totally
is that
correct.
too tight of a boundary, do you think? I mean, yeah, people set them, but do you think that's fair to the partner who wasn't in the situation that got that person where they are or where they were?
Not necessarily. And honestly, like from the beginning of a relationship, that's a lot to ask from someone. But if you're like in a serious committed relationship and you feel like, boundaries are being crossed because, the person you're with is talking to exes or, has their pictures in their phone or whatever the case may be, I can understand her wanting to set that boundary and be like, hey, we're in a serious relationship. Can you remove these things or remove these people? But yeah, from the beginning of a relationship, it is kind of a lot to ask.
Yeah, I agree. I got some stats I want to pull up on the screen here for everybody. So actually, hang on. Here we go. Pull this down. Here we go. So these are some stats with relationships in regards to social media. About 1 in 3 people say social media has caused conflict in their relationship. Couples who argue.
I'd say the other two are lying. I'd say the other two are lying because I think 3 in 3 causes problems no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying the other 2 people are lying.
Yeah, or not admitting it. I mean, and look, I'm guilty of it. My partner.
The other 2 don't have social media.
Yeah.
Okay, so couples who argue about social media early in a relationship are more likely to experience ongoing problems and even breakups and divorce. Agree, disagree, indifferent?
I can see where when you're early on and you're not quite comfortable, I could see that it could get healthy again, right? Like I don't know that this to me stands out. Doesn't seem to stand out as. I can see where it could be a telling or a leading thing, but I think it could be harmless too.
Yeah, I think it would go back to a deeper issue, right? Of if they're disagreeing in social media, right? Like the couple that wrote in, there's probably other issues there, on her side, insecurity, on his side, validation issues that are going to come up later in other forms inside of the relationship. It's not necessarily, I would say, related specifically to the social media. That's just the medium in which it surfaces early on.
Makes sense.
I think it's all how you handle it, right? Like if you're early in the relationship and if Jay sets a boundary and says, "Hey, like I'm uncomfortable with this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I respect that. I can move differently." That's one way to handle it. But if you just go, "Well, I'm doing what I want to do," and you're living your life without considering your partner's feelings, then it's going to cause I can see it absolutely causing the breakup.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shay, what do you think?
I think, yeah, I would think it just depends, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 50% of social media users admit to checking their partner's social media activity regularly. I think it's a little bit higher than 50%.
Probably. I think that probably depends.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're kind of weird because, to be honest, like we didn't have each other on social media till like probably 2 years into our relationship.
Really?
Yeah. So it doesn't mean like he didn't look at my stuff or I didn't look at his, but like we just didn't even end up adding each other as like friends on social
Is there
media.
a reason why?
Yeah, a lot of it stemmed back to be honest, I was focused on really getting locked in on a lot of things in my life. And I noticed that the way the algorithms were, right? I could be watching nothing but business stuff or automotive stuff. And then all of a sudden it'd start throwing out girls and this and that. So I had actually removed any like female from social media, including family, like for a couple of years to really just like steer it away from any sort of distraction. And like literally my feeds were nothing but business for a solid couple years.
And I get that the algorithms always, you know, then what you do is you have a page for just your business stuff, and then you have a page for, you know, family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just wasn't really an issue. I don't know. I've not really ever been super worried about social media being a thing. So for me, it wasn't like I need to be on your social media to check what you're doing and see what's going on all the time. So it just wasn't really ever an issue in our relationship, but I know that it is in a lot of relationships.
It is in a lot of relationships. A lot of people are constantly, you know, looking to see if they could catch somebody, you know, because they're left a comment on somebody's page, and you know, and they want to know, how do you know this person? And you know, it's just people, you know, people get a little crazy, right, Greg?
Oh my God, man. Like I have a friend that she'll text me, why is he online, but he's not answering me? Or why
Oh, because the little green thing always shows up since they're online.
I'm like, he's on his phone at work. He's driving a rig. Like he's not going to text you all day long constantly. Like, you know, like it's that one's a mess. Like, I like the same one will like send screenshots, you know, like, look at this, look at what he's doing. I'm like, oh, like, and then she gets a new recommended friend. She's like, it recommended this. You think he's dating her or talking to her? I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, chill. So
Should probably work on that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a whole nother story.
That's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Say, what do you think?
About the 50% with social media problems?
Yep.
I'd say, yeah, it'd probably be about right. I would say possibly a little higher, depending on the relationship.
Would you
I
be
didn't
if
go
you, if you
through-
had a partner? Would you be on their social media just trying to spy on them?
No, I mean, when I did have a partner, it just didn't cross my mind. It wasn't one of those things where it was a problem for me to feel like he was doing anything facetious or anything weird. It was just social media.
Did he do it to you?
No.
No.
Nope. It was just one of those things we just didn't do. We didn't have social media for a long time, though. And then when we did have one, see, we were together when we were 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
So we had gotten a conjoined one. And then when he started his business, we had separate ones. So I wouldn't get all his stuff and he wouldn't get all mine.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see a lot of couples now will have a husband and wife account, you know, where they're both on it, you know.
Yeah.
So how does everybody feel about that? Because I do not know that I'm a fan of that. I think these people are entitled to some privacy, like, you know.
I think
Sorry.
I think individual. I think everybody should just be individual. You shouldn't have like a, you know, a husband wife, you know, couple account. I mean, you know, because we're all individual people anyways, right? So, and then when you're messaging, you don't know you're talking to him or if you're talking to her, you know, and so forth. So I think it just really, at the end of the day, should be all personalized individually.
Yeah,
Mike and Amber?
I think that people tend to do the like husband wife things because of like some insecurity stuff more than anything. You know, there was probably some issue at some point and they just decided, oh, we'll just have one page so we can both see each other's stuff all the time. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that or
No.
Yeah.
I think we more so did it because he didn't want social media. And I was like, well, we're gonna put one together so our families can get a hold of us.
Right. That makes sense.
So was your
Okay.
page showing him off is what it was, right?
It was what?
Your page showing him off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's different. That works.
Well, it was like a family page.
Okay.
There you go.
And
All
then
right,
when
so
he
near-
did finally get on social media, he had his own.
So he
'Cause,
finally
you know,
broke off.
his feed was a little different than mine. He was into more like guy stuff. You know, like hunting.
Usually
fishing,
guys are
car
into guy stuff.
It's
She
just the
said-
ones where one partner says you can't have your own because I need to know what you're doing. That's the where I'm like, oh man, that's like, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Nearly 1 in 4 people in relationships say they felt jealous or unsure because of something they saw on social media. 1 in 4.
I think everybody gets impacted some sort of way, unless you just aren't invested, right? Like anything can hit you on the wrong day.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know that there. I mean, it's probably a solid statistic. I don't know that that's necessarily related to, you know, a massive issue in social media so much as, you know, like Greg said, you catch something on the wrong day, or you know, there's other deeper issues that are unresolved that people haven't taken the time to deal with, stuff like that.
Mhm.
That one doesn't stand out to me as like, hey, this is an alarming, you know, statistic.
All right, guys. So micro cheating behaviors, liking flirty photos, secret DMs, maintaining contact with exes are now one of the most debated relationship issues online.
Mhm.
You know, do you think that, I mean, I know we touched on this lightly, but I mean, liking people's pictures and hearting people's pictures, is that really a red flag in a relationship?
I think context matters. I think who it is, what it is you're doing, and why you did it all matter, right? Like there's a big difference between, like I said, like we were talking about the couple, you know, that mailed in. Like one was a girl that lost a lot of weight. That's being really supportive,
Right? And that's
if you're sitting there like talking to an ex that you dated when you two broke up for 6 or 9 months, completely different issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you're like just exclusively liking like Instagram models, that's completely different than
right.
you know,
Exactly.
liking a photo from someone because they lost weight. Like that's a completely different thing.
Yeah, and for Mandy, it was like her getting upset with him over that. He wasn't just hearting them because he's like, oh my gosh, I love her and I want to be with her, I like her, and I'm lusting over her now because I want to be with her. He was supporting her journey.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, like you said, Greg, like the context of what the heart stands for.
I think social media ruins relationships in every fucking way. Hi.
Megan's here. Hi, Meg.
Hi. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm here. I'm here. It's been a really long day, but I'm here.
Manic Monday.
It is Monday, isn't it? It is for sure Monday.
So your thoughts, Megan, if your partner was hearting well, let's kind of backtrack a little bit. We're talking about Matt and Mandy. He wrote in, basically she was getting jealous because he hearted a picture of somebody on his Facebook page, a girl who was showing off her weight loss, and she got jealous over that. And Is that something that shouldn't happen?
No, I think open talk like that should be celebrated.
Exactly.
I think
And
that's
so,
now if she's half naked and she's like propped up like, and he's hearting it, that's an
yeah, we agree. So, we come to the conclusion that it's all basically under the context
yeah,
of
absolutely
why the heart is the heart.
right. But I think something like that totally deserves to be celebrated.
What I would be cautious of here, though, is that I agree with that. It comes down to the context. The reality, though, is we get what we put our attention to, right? And
Absolutely.
so my question would be there is if she's bringing the issue up, and this is like the first time this has ever been an issue for them, it's probably nothing, right?
Right.
But the reality is that if this is a common pattern with him, why is he spending so much time there, right? And at the end of the day, it's not like we have a machine to x-ray his brain and see, hey, what's your intent behind this, right? We can only
Right.
assume. But the reality is that back to what I said earlier, guys spend too much time on wasted things. I think part of the reason why Amber and I, it's never been an issue is like, it's not my thing, right? When I finally did start adding other females back to social media, I also got rid of most of my social media, right? Personal stuff. And with all business pages, I think I have an Instagram and a Facebook page now that are personal. Everything else is business. And even then, like Facebook, I'm not on a whole lot other than a couple small things, and Marketplace, of course, because what guy doesn't like Marketplace, right? And Instagram, like I literally, there's a group of probably 4 dudes, I think, that we just use that to send each other like reels, and that's it, various guy things, right? So for me, and I am very cautious of like what I allow in my feed, and it's more of my time is important. So what am I putting my time to, right? And I would say that this is kind of one of those things of his intentions, right? And if it's a consistent thing where, he's liking or doing all this stuff, then I would question why she even has to tell him that, right? In the sense of like, he should probably audit his own time and where it's being spent.
Yeah.
I think there's good points there, Mike. But I think also, like, was he doing what most guys do when they're in the bathroom? They just scroll. How much time is he putting into this? And have they discussed it before? To your point, right? Like, how is his energy when she brings it up? Does he validate, understand, or is he defensive about it?
Yeah. Well, and the reality is like I would say that the defensive side either is a sign that either one, he hasn't had the opportunities to really work through that and figure that out on how to communicate inside of a relationship, or the flip side is that he's defensive for a reason, right? And it could be one of those things, and we don't know in this case, right? We can't assume which of those two things it is, but yeah, I would 100% agree with that. If you're giving validity to it, a lot of things inside of relationships become issues just because we simply go on the defense right out of the gate without even hearing what the partner, if she's just saying, hey, this was an insecure moment, like we talked about one of the previous things, I think the 1 in 4 thing, this was an insecure moment, and we can like be with her in that space and say, okay, I understand, right? Like that takes a lot of the insecurity away right there when a man is showing up like that. Right. And those things, like Amber said, those stuff never bothers her because it's not that I've never ever done any of this stuff per se, but I also don't spend time there. And the flip side is that, right, when she brings me something, exactly what Greg said, is like the validity behind it, being able to have that space makes a massive difference.
Yep.
So the next one I really found very interesting. About 70% of adults say they experienced phubbing, being ignored because their partner was focused on their phone.
What is phubbing?
That never happens.
Yeah.
I don't know the term, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's more than 70%, but
You have kids, it's 100%. I guarantee.
Yeah.
It is. You go out there and look around, see how many families are just sitting there at the table, not talking, going like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, yeah, I think, you know, we're so addicted to electronics and technology now that we forgot where we came from.
Right. But I'm still wondering what is phubbing.
Dare you to Google it.
PHUBBING. You can go
Google
ahead
it
and
with
look
blue waffle, Megan. Just Google it with blue waffle.
Blue wa-
Yep,
I
do
will
it.
recommend
Or
that.
Google Images.
What? Langston. Google blue waffle.
No, do not have your kid Google that.
Why is
No, do not have him Google that.
what is it?
Oh, Megan,
I don't have
Something
my
really bad.
Yeah, not something the kids should be looking up.
not for Langston.
no, don't do that. Never mind. No,
It's like live on the air. As soon as the cameras go off, she'll be like, okay, can you look that up now?
Yeah.
it's the only way I can't close out of my window on my phone.
Megan, let's just say a part of a female anatomy that you don't want him seeing with something that it's got that it shouldn't have.
Okay, wait a fucking minute. Email that has,
Female body part that has something that you don't want it to have. It's called a blue waffle.
like a friend?
Like what?
A
What?
friend? Like your crotch has like a friend? Am I on the right path?
I don't know. I'm just gonna have to
Like-
send you a picture.
Friend?
I'm gonna text you a picture.
I'm lost right now. What the fuck's the blue waffle?
Let's go to a Waffle House. You'll find one.
You just don't want to know.
It's just go to STD. It's an STD. Let's just go.
Okay, what kind of fucking STD is waffle?
Blue.
A blue. The way my flabbers are gassed. Blue waffle.
Just hope they're not blue.
They're not. Never.
Okay, so the definition of phubbing is when someone ignores the people around them to focus on their phone instead. That's the definition of phubbing. It's PHUBBING.
That must be like a cool term these days. I've never
It
heard that.
must be. It must be a Generation Z thing,
It's got to be. It's not a millennial thing.
and it's definitely not a Generation X thing.
Yeah. Neither is a blue fucking waffle. That's so rare.
Check your phone.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so couples who post excessively about their relationship online are sometimes reported to have lower relationship satisfaction privately. So this is a good
Yeah.
one, actually. I mean, people sit there and put their relationship out there online, like they're trying to get the confirmation from everybody else that they're doing the right thing, or they're trying to blast that person so nobody likes them and wants to make them look bad, which I think is bullshit. I don't think you need to bring your relationship online.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. You're fucking joking.
What?
Is real, Greg?
Oh, I have no
Real.
idea. I have no idea.
Because what is a blur plot? Oh my! Wow.
Don't you spend a lot of time in Conyers?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
But that does look like someone that roams the streets of Conyers. Definitely.
Sorry, Roger, for derailing this.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. No problem. But yeah, people putting their problems online, putting their relationship out there. I'm sorry, that should be a private matter. And honestly, the world does not need to know your issues.
Oh,
But people like drama and they feed into it.
I've never seen
People-
anyone do this ever.
do what?
Put their relationship online.
Oh yeah.
I think it's true. There's a correlation, honestly, between like not even just the drama, right? But like the flip side of, people posting excessive, like good photos, like constantly posting them and their partner together. It's pretty rare that you actually see a correlation between those kind of photos and like successful behind the scenes relationships. Not saying it doesn't happen, because it does, but it's a pretty rare correlation that those two things happen, because I think, like you said, Roger, is there's a lot of like validation seeking, right? And so when they know like things behind the scenes are not good, it's like, okay, let me post these pictures, right? So my friends can like it. So, they can talk about how cute we are together, or how we look, great together, all these things to boost up, the stuff behind the scenes that they know is going on.
Right. Absolutely. The problem is that people thrive on the drama. And if you think about this, you have your relationship and you have your Facebook relationship. So if you put out there what you want people to think is going on, which isn't really what's happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are fighting day in, day out. You're about to kill each other. And next thing you know, you got a picture of you guys up there.
7 months.
You're cutting out, Megan. I'm sorry.
I said it's like those girls that have like 12 soulmates in 7 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those type of people. That's why I off social media.
Yeah. So like, they're in a bloody battle with each other. Next thing you know, they got a picture of them at the ball field together, watching a game, holding hands or whatever. It's what they want the public to see how they are, but it's really not who they are, what's going on behind the scenes.
It's so lame. I can't stand that. If they only knew how much they got laughed at. Serious. Yeah.
Okay. You okay? You okay, Megan?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just think they're ridiculous.
So what do you guys, Shay, what do you think? Do you think these people bring their problems too much online, you think?
I do. I think some people boast their problems way too much, or they try to make it look like they have the perfect life when in fact it's a shit show.
Mine's far from perfect, and I think everybody on social media knows like the struggles that, like, with my mom's death, and my crazy fucking has dementia, which I could have just throat punched her in the esophagus the other day when I saw her. My life has not been easy. It's been an uphill battle. In the past, I used to post relationships on there, and I'll be the first one to admit, from afar, from a social media outlet, it looked perfect. And then behind closed doors, it was like a World War III zone. And he could have ever imagined, thought, insinuated, assumed, nothing. Because I didn't put that side of it on social media until I left his bitch ass, and then I airdropped. But yeah, I don't know where I was going. I was going somewhere.
But do you think the public really needs to know about all your problems?
No, but they needed to know what a piece of shit he is.
But did they? Did they really need to know, Megan?
They did. They did. 100%. They did. And I have no regrets. None. Fuck Matt. No regrets.
All right.
But since then, I've learned not to put my shit on social media, not even so much hint. And it'll stay that way. Because I'm not going to be that one y'all are laughing at, like, oh my God, look at this getting played like a fiddle, like I was getting played like a fiddle. I'm not. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. Lack of privacy, deleted messages, and close friend stories are among the top reasons trust is broken in relationships. So they start deleting stuff out of their phone. They go into the messages and they delete it or whatever, and they start hiding pictures and different folders and stuff. Is that appropriate?
No, it's not. I think it's a problem if you can't lay your phone unlocked next to your partner. You've got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
My work won't let me, just to throw that out there. I have to have a code that even I can't remember.
I get it.
No, my daughter got so mad at me over the weekend because I just had to get a new code, and she's like, "What's your code?" I'm like, "I can't tell you." She's like, "I'm like, baby, I have to, because it's no longer 4 digits. It now has to be a certain amount for the company."
Your personal phone?
I'm not going to pay for 2 phones. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that's understandable. It's a work phone.
Yeah.
I get that. But if you can't lay your private or your personal phone next to your partner, even if they've never looked in your phone before, if you can't lay your phone unlocked next to your partner without the fear of being seen or noticed, that's an issue. That's not okay.
But what if your partner goes into your phone?
I don't give
what?
a fuck.
You don't trust me?
I don't give
what?
a fuck. Go through
Why are
it.
you going through my phone?
You're gonna find a lot of bizarre bullshit, but it's not gonna be anything morally. You're gonna find a bunch of shit that's gonna make you be like, "What the fuck?" But it's not gonna be bad.
Mike and Amber, do you guys go through each other's phones?
No.
You know, we didn't have each other's like password to our phones for a long period of time in our relationship, but like now we both know each other's passwords and have full access whenever we want. But that's still not something that like either of us actually does.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's my thought is, like I said before, you get what you put your thoughts or what your attention to, right? I don't have time. Like if she's really gonna go do something behind my back, she's gonna do it, and we'll deal with that when I find out, because at the end of the day, you always find out, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people, oh, well, I didn't know for years, but you still found out because you're in this position, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, like our phones, I know her code, and I still, like, if I need to unlock her phone because her phone's playing on the Bluetooth in the car and I want to change the song or something, I hand her phone. I'm like, hey, can you unlock this? Because, like, for one, it's 6 digits long, and that's a lot of work to get into a phone. And for two, just put your stuff in, pull up your music for me real quick. But
Yeah.
that's, I mean, like I said, you can choose to worry about those things, but if you're constantly having those thoughts going through your head, either one, your partner is legitimately doing something to put those in your head, or two, you have some unresolved issues. Either way, it's not healthy for the relationship. So I'm not going to waste my time with that.
Right.
Yep.
I agree.
I do too.
That's fair.
So, what about location sharing? Knowing where your partner is 24/7. Is that crossing the line?
No,
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't see a problem in it.
We joke. We actually did a whole podcast on this, and we joke, and we actually did the podcast because we know people that are like the constant location sharing, and it's a weapon, right, in the relationship. Why are you here? What do you do? All this stuff. We personally don't, not that we wouldn't. Like if she was like, hey, share your location, cool. Like if one of us goes on a long road trip, we'll do it as a like safety thing. Or like if we go out of state traveling, or something, like if, one of us goes down to another state for a couple weeks, we might do that for like safety things if there's stuff, whatever. But we don't do it really a whole lot. And it's kind of back to the whole conversation. What's the intention, right? If you're like, hey, like she has to worry about me, like she ain't got to worry about me cheating. She's got to worry about me going to jail or doing something stupid in the car, something like that, right?
Bingo.
And so like, if that's the thing of like, hey, I got to worry about this dude ending up in jail or in a hospital, and I want to know what hospital to go visit him in, right? It makes sense. But if your intention behind it is and you're having these conversations like, why are you there? You didn't say you're doing that. Oh, you said you were leaving work at this time. It's 15 minutes later, right? And I see your location or whatever. At that point, like y'all got some issues to work on. You probably shouldn't share your location because at this point, it's just a weapon that you guys are throwing bricks back and forth, and it's not actually getting anywhere in the relationship.
No, I agree with you on that one.
Well said.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
I agree too.
Well, I'm glad we all agree.
I patient with those closest to me because I have a really bad habit with having a bad day or getting pissed off and just leaving and driving to, I won't even fucking, for instance, the other night I got up and just drove, which I know y'all don't know Atlanta too much, but drove like 2.5 hours south of Atlanta for no good reason. Just because I was pissy and mad. And those closest to me, like if something were to happen to me, I feel like they deserve to know where my stuff is or what's going on. Lord knows I've got a street racing problem and been to jail for it. So that's another good place to find me. Be a problem in sharing with.
I think it's when you're making the choice to share versus your partner like really wanting to have your location.
Oh, the minute you say you gotta share your location with me, guess what?
He's
out. Yeah.
I'll share it for 5 minutes and drive to the one spot you don't want me to fucking go. And
Oh God, you gotta love Megan.
I will do it out of spite.
I
I know.
share my location with my daughter and my younger brother, but that's not a partner. That's just for safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I share mine for safety reasons because you never know where I'm going to end up. You never know if I'm going to be street racing like Paul Walker and then sitting in the county extended stay, or if I'm going to be on a road trip by myself at 2:00 in the morning. If I get sidetracked, coming home or going to, like, you just know how the possibilities are endless. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Paul on Facebook says I do too, but trust is real. Sometimes you're at a gathering and just checking the time. TOA.
What is TOA?
What is TOA, Paul?
Time of arrival, I think.
Huh?
Time of arrival, I think.
Oh,
well, I mean,
okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So like a one-time share. I when I think of like sharing location, I'm thinking like a constant, like it's always on kind of thing. I don't think of like a, hey, I'm headed your way. Here's my ETA. You know, in the, like driving app or whatever.
I think of a constant
Yeah.
share.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask each of you what's worse, okay? Cheating physically, emotional cheating online, secret conversations, or public flirting online?
All of the above.
What's worse, Megan?
Emotionally cheating.
What?
Emotionally cheating.
Greg?
Bodily fluid exchange for me.
Amen. Breaking news. Never mind.
Shay?
She's like, amen.
Yes. What about you, Shay?
I would say that, yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like in order to get to that, you're already emotionally out of the current relationship you're in.
Bingo.
So, but that's just for me. I don't know about new age, new bullcrap nowadays, but yeah, it would have to be the bodily fluid exchange for me.
But to get
because it already shows that you're emotionally not attached to the person that you're with right now.
Exactly.
Like you don't know.
Exactly.
Mike
That was-
and Amber.
I'm gonna have a little controversial answer to this one,
Of
and
course,
I'm
you
gonna
will.
say it depends if you're a man or a woman,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
because of what was actually just mentioned, right? So I say this because a man's most important asset is his time, right? So where he's putting his time, whether it's relationship into money, all that stuff, that's what we put as our top priority, right?
Yep.
So the
Absolutely.
emotional cheating, the conversations, like we have the ability to, it's not right, but we could be in a whole nother state, have a one night stand and be done, right? Doesn't make it right, but we have that ability. But
really?
like you said,
Women
that-
get more attached than men do, though.
yeah, and from a actual, when you look at affairs in like relationships, right? A man versus woman, the a lot of times when she's had an affair, it wasn't just a random like, hey, I'm doing this action, right? That dude has been screwing up for years, right?
Mhm.
And she gave him chances for years and years and years, and then she's checked out, you know,
Absolutely.
probably a year or two prior to her actually taking action, whether that's to leave or an affair, right? So I would say it honestly depends, right? And I guess, yeah, when you get down to it, the physical side, but I would say there's no difference between those.
Well, and I think you said a key point. And the way I try to describe it is, I can have sex without connection, but I cannot have connection without the physical, right? Like the physical part seals that connection for me. I can't just have an emotional affair. If there's no physical to it, it's not really an emotional affair for me, right? There's no affair, right? Like but I can have sex without caring about the emotion too, right? So like,
I could never.
That's why I'd probably say emotional, just because for a guy, like if he's emotionally having an affair, he's like checked out. Like he could just go have sex. Granted, wouldn't be good. I'd be like, hey, I'm done. But you know,
It's an
if
activity.
emotional-
It's
Yeah.
the emotion that's really behind the connection between you and that person.
Right.
If you're in there and emotionally connecting to somebody else, you're not connected to your partner. It doesn't matter if you guys are
100.
physical or not. You're
Right.
not connected to your partner at the end of the day. So, because
well, I think that's a great point, because I don't have the emotional bandwidth to connect on an emotional level with more than one person, right? Like
I don't
like
need
that. I mean, yeah, obviously I have my kids that's completely different, but
yeah, I mean, you're not a polyamorous type of guy, right?
I'm not listening to multiple women tell me their problems, right? Like one gets to tell me her problems and get validated.
Work.
The rest I get to tune out.
I'm not even sure really that you can do it in a polyamorous situation though, because I lived that life previously once before. And I
Oh.
can say from doing it previously, like I don't actually think you can do that with two different partners. I think you pull away from one to give the other the attention and the time. So I think people like to be like, oh, I can do it. I can give two people all my time and energy, but I actually don't think that that's really a thing.
ever
I don't
saying.
have time in my life for more than one person.
So
I mean, I got 2 jobs, 2 podcasts. I'm jumping around between Houston, Vegas, and Nashville. One person would be enough for me.
let me detonate this whole thing, right? Like I'm a fixer. So everybody else is getting, fixes. One person gets me to listen and not try to solution, right? That's the connection. The person that I just listened to. Everybody else, why didn't you do this? Do this, do this. Like I'm giving you solutions. One person gets the version of me that doesn't try to take it all away. Take it all and fix it.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I agree. I'm doing good to have time to be there for myself.
Mhm.
Much like everybody else. I try, but let's be real.
A question. Is it
I know-
okay?
All right, go ahead, Roger.
Is it okay to post sexy photos when you're in a relationship?
Depends how sexy.
No, it's
Hey,
not.
you can't help it. Every post you make is.
I think that's disrespectful as fuck. Wait,
You're just not gonna post any selfies?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right.
It's when you're trying to be an Instagram model on Instagram that,
Right.
that becomes an issue, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
show yourself off.
Right.
Right. In like lack of clothing and just right poses and
Mm-hmm.
fuck out of here. No.
Like you said, that like with the original letter, that we talked about, the friend that had gone through this massive weight loss journey, right? That's probably
Right.
not an issue, but it can be. And what you have to be cautious of is that being the gateway drug into other things, right?
Right.
And
Right.
more often than not, what you see is it starts with the weight loss photo, and then
Right.
you go get some plastic surgery, and the next thing you know, we're trying to be a non-professional Instagram model, right? And it quickly becomes this downhill. Now, if you're just posting, hey, I'm proud of myself, look at what I've done, and maybe even if you're doing it every other month, because you're making this massive transformation, okay, great. But it's a fine line to not let yourself tip over and snowball out of control.
Right. I completely.
All right. So before we wrap up here, guys, I have one final question for all of you. Would you delete social media for your partner?
Probably, but I don't really use it that much. So I'd be like, okay, I guess. Like, I don't need it that bad, but
I'll be the cornball in this conversation to say no, because I'm that lame to where I talk to so much family on social media. Like, that's the only way I talk to these motherfuckers is on social media, because I don't have to phone for hours and them like bullshit. They can just leave a comment or message me, and I don't have to read it. And it's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have to respond.
Why would somebody sit there and tell their partner they can't be on social media? To me, that's controlling and that's insecure of the person that's asking that.
It's just the same as those people that share a social media, like who cheated on who. That's what
I would go back to the context though, right?
Yeah.
So somebody like, like Roger, like myself, like a lot of people have it to where it's so integrated, right? Into everything that you do.
Right.
Talking to your family, or if you're using it for business, right? And either of those things where it's massively integrated to where you would lose a major part of your life to give up social media, that's a little different scenario.
Right.
If you're not using it to, hey, and I don't mean, you talk to one person in your family that you could probably text. If you're not using it for family communication or for business, and your partner's like, hey, you should get rid of social media, I would question, are you spending too much time on social media, right?
Right.
If it exists and you're not, great. But if there's that part of it, there's probably an issue where you're doom scrolling and it's not just a dude sitting on the toilet, right? It's like, hey, all I'm doing when I'm walking the door from wherever is kick off my shoes and start scrolling videos, right? For hours. That's probably where it comes from, right?
I'm going to backtrack my comment. I mean, obviously, depending on the context, like you said, I mean, it could be like you were saying, you're not giving your partner enough attention. I want you to shut down your social media. Not I'm necessarily insecure of who you're chatting to online and whose sexy photos you're looking at. It's more, if you can't get off the social media, get off your phone and focus on me, because you're gone for 12 hours a day. And I just want one of those hours to have your undivided attention,
Right.
maybe that would be something a little more realistic. to
Right.
ask.
Yeah.
And I would say, Roger, to answer that question, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Like, it's dedicating time where I'm not going to be on my phone to be with my partner 1000%. More than willing to do that. But when I'm pooping, I'm scrolling.
All right. We know what you're doing in there when the door is shut.
And really, I was like, he would never ask me to delete my social
Right.
media. So like, if he actually did, there would probably be a discussion about like, why? You
Why?
know, what is the issue that
Mhm.
makes you feel like I need to delete it? I really am not on social media that much. So for me, I'd be like, yeah, you know, but I think that there are, if you're asking your partner to delete it, why? What
Mhm.
is the issue?
Pack sand. I'm trying to see Betty Lou's third grader grow up down the hill. Like,
Are you really?
yeah, like I love seeing first day of school pics and like Christmas. Yeah, that fucking lame, Roger. Yeah,
That's not
fucking-
lame if it
That's
makes
fucking
you
lame,
happy.
Roger.
You know, it's creative outlet too, and it lets me send like my kids out and let everybody see my kids grow
Right.
up. Like, there's a lot of benefit to it too. There's not only negatives, right? The negatives are if you let it into your relationship versus work together, talk about it, make sure you're both, communicating outside of social media.
right.
Have
Like
the conversations.
I made a post about us going to the championship, and I did it because there's parents that are sideline coaches on my Facebook who hate us because we are having a very productive season, and I wanted to rub it in their face that y'all just lost and we're going to the championship. I'm that petty. I'm not petty, and I love it.
believe you. I believe you.
I would not delete it.
All right, so tonight proved one thing. Social media has completely changed relationships. For some people, a like is harmless. For others, it's disrespect. And honestly, every couple has different boundaries. But maybe the real issue isn't social media itself, it's trust, communication, and respect. Because if you have to hide it, delete it, or explain why it wasn't a big deal after getting caught, chances are it crossed the line somewhere. Talk to each other, set boundaries, and maybe stop treating Instagram like the CSI evidence.
Yes. Yes.
For sure.
Mike and Amber, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, of course.
Tell everybody where they can find your podcast.
Everywhere that you listen, besides Facebook. We don't live stream, so it's the Covenant Chronicles, but Apple, Shopify, or Spotify.
Shopify.
Spotify,
Shopify. Oh,
iHeartRadio, YouTube, Deezer. I don't know. There's like 6 different. Yeah. If you had a podcast platform, you can find it there.
Sweet.
Awesome.
I'll check it out.
Check it out
Yep.
too.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. And
Of
you
course.
guys have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you next time around. Take
Sounds
care,
good.
guys.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.